In this issue, we will briefly talk about the two tops of the Banana Garden EDC Studio, Tianpeng and King Kong. This is the first spinning top of Banana Garden Studio. The one I'm talking about is the Hidden Tektronix Gold material limited to Halloween in 25 years. Then the surface is colored, which is a color. There are many of these small skeletons on it. When I got the stainless steel sample before, in fact, I took a suggestion video for the brand, and I didn't upload it myself. Friends who have uploaded interested friends, you can take a look at this shape. Looks a lot like a big pig's trotter, right? But in fact, at the beginning of the design, it was not designed for the pig's trotter god. Because Tianpeng's core gameplay is through internal this. Magnetic ball buck ball and such a magnetic force of the bearing attract each other. To simulate the armor opening spinning top, his armor opening feedback and armor closing a sense of impact. So in order to make this kind of simulated feel of collecting armor and opening armor more extreme, it is required that the buck ball must choose this diameter at the same time. The buck ball has to be long enough. What about one of these hardware conditions? This means that one diameter of this page should not be too short. The second is that the thickness must be thicker. This is convenient to leave plenty of space for the buck ball to move inside. Based on this, the middle part of its waistline, basically the thickness of the shaft length is flattened for that. Let it have a strong flipping feel when turned. Therefore, the thickness of the end of the plate should be very thick. Furthermore, in order to ensure that its fluctuation feels more comfortable. At the same time, he did not bow his hands. Then make this chamfer on both sides. At the same time, it is also necessary to consider the overall windbreaking effect. I can't think about the rotational speed. It is based on these factors. In the end, it became such a shape similar to a pig's trotter. Although there are 8 balls in it, it still rotates very smoothly. At the same time, its flip feel is also relatively Q-bomb. Because my one is made of take gold, it can be said that the speed can start. It can be said that at present, the buck ball simulates the sense of impact of opening the armor. This kind of feel of the top, Tianpeng should be one of the best. We have not yet seen a spinning top with a stronger sense of hit than it. Let's take a look at their second Euro King Kong, a short and fat 2-leaf. It looks a lot like Yaling, right? It is also very muscular. This design language is thin in the middle and thick at the end. It is also in the same vein as Tianpeng, but it's more extreme. In order to make static light and shadow and dynamic light and shadow rotating, the better-looking surface is made of a similar, such a shape of a diamond-cut polyhedron. Between each face, this division is still very clear. At the same time, these lines have also made a more rounded chamfer. So it won't be a special hand when it fluctuates. This one is used for polishing and blackening the factory. Is this more conventional gold bearing? Then 6 weight reduction holes. The overall thickness is almost the same as that of the bearing, and the thickness is the same. Then its terminal blades, this ratio is very exaggerated. Then this pair of locks is still the structure of the middle column of this split screw. At the same time, the inside of the lock is also made with this CD pattern circle after circle. It gives a feeling of sophistication inside and out. What about the second leaf after the pipe? Generally speaking, it is not affected by death flipping. The thing is that its ability to resist slowdowns is relatively strong. After tightening, let's take a look at the light and shadow that turns. Come and listen to it. Because of this material, it turns. This wind sound is still very nice, although the sound of the wind is not loud, but it was pleasant. Since I am sweaty plus this polished surface, so the force may not be so extreme. After all, this fish and bear's paw cannot have both. Want more specific friction? It must be sandblasting or wet attacking the surface, right? but the polished appearance will be higher. This one is titanium alloy polished, which is an Easter egg tube. Because it is a relatively thick muscle flesh, its leaves are very thick, so this lock should also be higher. In this case, when we squeeze the lock tightly, the flesh on the pads of our fingers will not touch the blades. It will also not affect the rotational speed. The wind sound of titanium alloy rotating is also very pleasant. That's because the material is lighter. Therefore, under the same force conditions, the rotation speed of titanium alloy is faster. This of it. The flipping positive sense is more delicate and more frequent. The weight of the accused alloy has reached more than 100 grams. Quickly change to the stained color system of ordinary 3-leaf. So under this weight condition, when it flips, the Q elasticity is very extreme. It can be said that each material has its own characteristics, and it is difficult to choose. The point I want to talk about is that although it has made a very rounded guide angle, but I want the ultimate force on this polished surface. I need this middle finger stop. Press the edge corner of this blade. Once or twice you may not feel any problem of cutting your hand, but I played too much. Keep playing with your middle finger has been pushing up, the sharp force is more or less. There are still a little bit of cutting hands, not obvious or serious. The parameters of this top, I put it here. You can watch it in a screenshot and finally talk about the surroundings. The first is its box. A design similar to a can, very interesting. But the way it opens is not through this tab. Because if you open it together like this upper root will be useless. There is no way to close it. It is opened directly in such a way. Inside are its 4 Velcro, whether it is the appearance of this design, or is the workmanship of the details still very exquisite. If there are players who like to collect Velcro, you can go to his official store to take a look. I don't know if there is any remaining light in this. I don't know if the appearance is still very high. And then, it is the storage bag of the 2 denim that he has released before. This is a single pack, and the surface is made of this very heavy pound-ounce. This kind of denim is this kind of person, the word pattern. It is also called fishbone pattern. Very thick and very textured. As for the current storage bags, there are actually all kinds of them. But I think this denim design is very personal. It is very textured in the hand. This is a 2-in-a-row package. There is also a small handle here. If you go out to install 2 push rows or install 2 tops, this way you can hold it with one hand. After opening it, you can see that one side is slightly wider. One side is slightly narrower. There are also 3 luminous locks co-branded with the circle. Different colors are made of resin, and the middle is the one. This split screw is a structure. A relatively high lock, it can perfectly adapt to King Kong. But I tried it, and it didn't match Tianpeng, which was a bit of a pity. Then these 4 magic heavens and these 2 bags are also there. My fan base has had many raffles. In fact, there are still a lot of benefits for the herd. Needless to say, all kinds of red drizzle during the New Year's holidays. There are a lot of various free prostitution benefits, including rafting activities. The group members are also very enthusiastic. For Mengxin will answer all kinds of questions. But because I haven't publicized it much, so there are not many fans at present. Interested friends can be in mine homepage, add me to pull you into the group video. Finally, I will show you the different luminous lights immersively. The lock is matched with different materials and it has a good look. And such a look and feel of turning. Thank you. Okay, then these two distinctive chicken tops. Is it your dish? Welcome to leave a message in the comment area and barrage. It is a recommendation. It doesn't cost money. See you next time.